Hey guys, Eventual Parrot here from Two True Reviews, and today we're going to take a look at the multiplayer in Ryse, Son of Rome. This isn't anything that I was able to go as in-depth with in the main review as I would have liked to, so it is going to be our primary focus today. However, there is going to be one thing that I want to just briefly mention at the end of the video in regards to the campaign that didn't quite make it into the final cut of my review. If you haven't watched that review yet, I do recommend that you follow me and go check those other 3 videos out. Now, first thing you're going to notice here is that the load screen for the multiplayer match that is about to start up, I do cut, and that is because in both the multiplayer and the campaign, there is the occasional long load time. This specific load time was about 2 to 2.5 minutes long. The longer load times are a little bit more frequent in the multiplayer, not as much in the campaign, but they do happen. Now, first thing you do in a multiplayer match is you select your god. That is very important, the selection that is, because each god has a different execution reward and focus ability. And those are going to, change how you play and everything, so if you know for a fact that you fight a certain way, maybe you're not too fond of blocking attacks for whatever reason, you may want to get a god that offers the execution reward of health regen. So you do want to take a look at all 4 of those options and, weigh them against what you think is best. Now, the multiplayer itself does have 3 different modes, I guess. One of them is solo. Don't even waste your time with solo mode. What you get in rewards versus the amount of effort and aggravation that comes out of it is not even worth it. You get less playing an entire match solo and doing well than what you would playing a co-op match poorly. So don't even bother with it. There's not even a good map selection. There's only 4. Now, Arena and Round to Round are the 2 other modes. Those are your co-op modes, and there's 12 different arenas that you can play in. Arena will randomly select a level, whereas Round to Round allows you to select it. Those are really the only 2 differences. Now, I do recommend that if you're playing this, you play with somebody you know, or at the very least, with your mic. Communication is important during certain parts of this, and is honestly key to staying alive. I was unfortunately left dead for a very long time during a match, and some might be like, oh, well, that's a great idea because then you can go and get all the kills and the experience and everything for yourself. The amount of, reward difference at the end of the match between myself and that other person was next to none. It's not worth it. Revive your teammates when they die. Other than that, the multiplayer is fairly similar to the campaign. Now, that one thing I did want to mention is this. You see those ropes, how they were glowing blue? You hit X to cut the rope and then you can progress forward. That type of thing happens a few different times during the campaign, but it's not always very clear. Sometimes you just kind of have to figure it out. Like that, right there, the very first time I played through this section, I didn't quite know what I was doing or where I was going. There are points in this game where you are given absolutely no direction whatsoever. There are even times where there are multiple paths that you can go down, but they all converge into the same place. I don't know if they were going for like an illusion of choice there or what, but it seems kind of silly to me to have a very, very linear game and to have 2 different branches that later converge anyways. And I mean, I'm not even talking like, they converge much later on. Like, it's literally like 20 or 30 feet down the road they're back in the same spot. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. If you ever find yourself stuck in the campaign, look for something that's glowing blue or yellow or something like that, and then use the appropriate button to interact with it. And again, if you're playing multiplayer, don't let your teammates sit there dead. It's no fun.